Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Resident Culture Brewing Company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This beer is called Books on Tape. See right there. And there's not a big description. Just on the back it just says Brett Saison re-fermented on South Carolina peaches. And it is 5.8 ABV, and as you can see, it's a 750 bottle. So, crack it open and see what we got. So I did have this on tap like a couple months ago. So one, I don't know if it's changed since then, and two, if it's bottle conditioned, then obviously the bottle can be different than the draft version anyway, so I'm pretty excited to try this out to see if it's similar or not, and just to give it a nice proper review. Little more splash. There we go. So as you can see, it pours a really nice cloudy golden color with about a finger's worth of a rocky white head that is slowly fading away. You know, it seems like this is fairly carbonated. It's pretty fizzy. That smells really good. I'm trying to remember how similar this was to what the draft version was. I want to say the draft version was like slightly more peachy. This is more Brett forward, but it's without a doubt peach forward for sure. But like the first thing I picked up was the Brett, and then when I went back for another whiff and I knew the Brett was already going to be there, and I looked for the peach, it's really big. Oh, man, it almost smells more like peach skins than the actual flesh of the peach, and that's probably because of the Brett too, because it's just lending like some sort of funky wild aroma, which you would attribute to the skins more than the flesh itself. But it has a really nice, just like drying. But it doesn't seem like Brett C, which seems to be used in a lot of these fruited saisons to bring out the fruit character in the fruit. Because Brett C itself is usually pretty fruity. It smells like Brett B to me, where it just seems like a lot more drying. Huh. It's interesting. So I really liked it up front, and go back again. That time I really didn't get it. I wonder if there's something weird on the... I apologize. There might have been something weird or dirty on the glass on that first sip, because the first sip I took, it was almost like it was definitely dry and bready up front, and there was a little bit of a peachy fruity character, but then it kind of fell into... That's weird. Fell into this like weird metallic taste, but I didn't get that on the second taste I took. So there might have been something on the edge of on that side of the glass that I took a drink out of, which I apologize if that's the case. But I mean, the glass looked pretty clean to me, and it didn't have a bunch of bubbles on the side. I don't know. That was weird. Let me see. I'll see if I can get it. If I get it again. So I did kind of get it again. But now that I taste it more, I don't think it's like metallic, like, I'm trying to think. I think there's several different things that can cause that flavor in a beer. But usually that's not something like if I get that out of something, it's usually out of a stout. It's usually not out of something like this. And I think I'm perceiving it as that, but it's more just of something that it's just the Brett dried it out so much. I think it's making me think that I'm perceiving something like that. It's also strange, like between the peaches and the funk that it has, it's making me think that it's going to be tart, but it is not tart at all. It is very, very dry. Yeah, see, I didn't get it that time. I don't know. But it is a very, very dry Brett beer. I think and it kind of makes sense that this seems more Brett forward and dry than the draft did. Because if it was bottle conditioned, then that Brett is just eating away. If there is any residual sugars from the peach, it's just eating it away at it even more, and cutting any possible sweetness that was left. But it really does. To me, it almost seems like there's some. I know it's not tart, but it almost seems like there's something more played here than just like a somewhat standard Brett strain, because it has a really funky, earthy character that I usually only get from some lambics, but I understand that a lot of the funk from lambics is from the Brett. I don't know. Man, it's like it seriously is changing every taste that I take. Like that taste, I got more of like some apple skins, and it was almost like perfumey. It's so weird though. Like there's all these different flavors in it, but you get them quickly and then they're gone like that because it is so dry. But I mean, look at this. Obviously, I've been taking sips, to try to pull out flavors, but I've just been crushing. Look how much of this I drank already. I've just been crushing this, and that's a testament to how dry it is, because it dries your mouth out and just keeps you going back for more. I think this is only like $12 for the 750 too, which I think is absolutely a steal. This beer is very, very good. But you have to, if you go into this expecting like a tart Saison or a sour beer, that's not what you're going to get. You have to really like heavily breaded, dry stuff, and just appreciate that you have that with like a little bit of fruit character, because that's really what this is. I mean, even in the smell, like it smells like it's going to be somewhat tart, but you can smell it. It's very, very heavy in the Brett character. It honestly reminds me of like Saison Bretta from Logsden, but not like Pesh and Brett, because there's so much peach in that. But just the dryness and the Brett character in this reminds me of Saison Bretta. It's very, very dry, but it's also very good. So yeah, I would definitely buy this again, especially at that price point. It's really good. It's just something that I wouldn't necessarily break it out for any random person. Not because I think it's like the most special thing ever, but I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily appreciate this because it's very, very dry. And if you're looking for just like a crap ton of peach juice, that's really not what you're going to get here. So, but I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.